Coach, looked like you got stepped up performances from your two best guys on offense tonight, and you had the rest of your guys looking for them and feeding the ball.
Yeah.
Is that a message?
Well, we wanted to do it early, and, we came, we went inside, and we actually came out the first time out saying that we've got to keep going inside, and the next two shots were threes. That's where we've got to improve and work the game, and I understand the emotion at the beginning of the game. Guys are really out there into the game, but still, we've got to be able to think it at that point in time. But rebounding, at halftime, Seth Greenberg asked me what the key would be in the second half to keep the lead, and I said, rebounding. We didn't do it. And you go back, I bet the out-rebound I haven't looked at the stats really. I bet the out-rebound is about 10 or so in the second. I mean, 8 in the second half. And we stretched it out there to 10, out a three-point shooter, or gave up those second shots. Some of that was because we were switching 1 through 4. And some of that was putting the guard down there because we really wanted to defend a three-point line. And switching helped us with that for the most part. But we still had a couple breakdowns on the switch when we were up. I know I can just think of 3 of them right now where we just didn't do it the way we talked about it. But I thought defensively overall it was good. But the fact is, if we were better offensively. When Grant wasn't in there, we would have been able to stretch it maybe a little bit. But when he came back, I thought our half-court execution was pretty good for the most part.
Corey, Michael Grant.
Coach, you guys have built your reputation all year on playing stout defense. How big of a factor do you think the defending the three-point line played tonight's victory? Florida was 6 of 20 threes. They usually shoot 38% of that range.
Well, it's huge. I mean, it is, because, they live off that, and like anybody, I think they get that momentum going, they can ring it up quick. And so that was a big key, and we knew at halftime, I think they had maybe 1 or so, and they're capable. And but then the ones they got were a couple breakdowns, where you got beat in the backcourt one time, which we can never do that, and have to help and give up a wide open 3. A couple of the switches, offensive rebound. I think we hit 2 of them off offensive rebounds, and otherwise we defended their actions pretty well. But that was big coming in. That's why we switched more tonight than we have probably all year really. And I thought, again, for only a couple day prep, the guys did a decent job with it.
Rick, no Derek Walker tonight?
He's hurt. He turned his ankle in practice yesterday.
How long do you expect?
I don't know. He was having a tough time during shoot around, but he turned his ankle.
And that was the Grant Williams you were looking for?
Yeah, and even in the first half, we told him, hey, we're going to put it in there, but we want him to get rid of it. Because we think we can shoot the ball, but when he holds it too long and starts trying to do too much, we had 10 turnovers in the first half, didn't we? And I thought there were 4 turnovers because of guys holding the ball too long and him holding it too long, and that ball goes inside out. When our guys are stationary right there, we think they can make that shot. So he did finally start playing faster and quicker. And Admiral, and he at the top. He played a smaller lineup in the second half because we felt like we were going to have to score some points, and we started trying to feed the ball more from the top, which helped. Different angle, putting it in there, and but he started finally catching it, going to the back. That's what he did early in the year. He finally got back to doing it tonight.
Jonathan Betts.
Rick, given how jammed up the conference is, you got a 2-game edge with Alabama losing also. How significant is that to you in terms of looking ahead to the tournament?
You'll think I'm nuts when I tell you this. I didn't realize tonight we were 20th win until the coaches told me. I haven't looked at that stuff, and we talked about it in terms of playing what we're playing for. I just think this, when you talk about the tournament, the SEC tournament, I think it's a league where every team that goes to St. Louis truly feels they can win that tournament. I think this league is that balanced, and I think any team in this league can catch that magic and make a run through there, even teams that play on the first day. Because if you look at it, I heard one of the coaches talking today, was if the tournament had started before this game or before Saturday's game, we would have ended up playing like LSU or Kentucky. We think about it. I mean, that's a tough matchup. So that's how good this tournament is. And I think the other thing that our league has done this year, I've been so impressed going on the road, and it's a huge difference between my first 2 years and this year where we played in front of great crowds on the road, and, you know, we've had great attendance at home this year. And, but I just think it's so bunched up like that. And matchups are key. I mean, you certainly match up with some teams a little bit better than others, and so all that. And I do think that when you think about the ACC tournament, that's like extra work. You know, some teams might need extra work to get where they want to be in postseason, and but that's why it's there. So there's still enough basketball to play. If you think about postseason after the SEC, there's and I've said before, and I'm not trying to politic, because it doesn't matter what I say really. The committee's going to do what they do, but I think this is a team that's worthy of 9 teams. I really believe that because of what I just said. Anybody can win this tournament, and I don't think I've ever been in a league that good where I can truly say, and I don't think it would take a miracle for that to happen. I think there's that many teams are capable of doing it.
Coach White was very complimentary of your team, obviously, and Grant Williams specifically. He says you're one of the hardest playing teams in the entire country. I know you always want more out of your team from an effort standpoint, but do you think that's a fair assessment of your team?
Well, if we don't do that, we're not very good. I mean, we've seen that before. We saw it at Alabama, and we actually got outplayed the last 5 minutes of Georgia. You know, where I thought we have to do that, and that's and it's not a given. So I appreciate the work ethic of our guys. Working hard, playing hard is really hard to do, and get guys to do it night in and night out. Like we actually showed them a couple clips before the game where we were showing our best defense. And after I saw it for the first time, when the assistant coaches had put it together, I said to the team, now those clips were great, but the majority of them was in November, December. That's got to be right now. We got to get back to that. And I do think that it was there, but we can still get better. But that's the reason we are where we are. We're there because we got a group of guys that I think they like each other. I think they've learned a lot during the area. In some areas right now that I'm not sure we probably talk about it, but them being here and understanding that how hard it is to win this time of year is something new for them. But we can get better, and we have to get better.
Rick Jordan only got 32 minutes the most since your second conference game. Did he get those minutes because he was more effective tonight doing what you wanted him to do?
He was, and I thought he was really. We ended up with practice yesterday. We said we're not going to leave until you show us how aggressive you can be going to the basket. I said we've been out there for an hour and 40 minutes or so, something like that. Maybe not that much, close. So I don't care. We stay 3 hours. We're not going to end here until you show us how aggressive you can be going to the basket. And he did it on the first, maybe the second, maybe the third, but he did it. And we said, we got to get that from him. We got to get it from him. And he did tonight. I thought he was a great, even though he had a few shots blocked, but going in there, he showed that he can do it, and we need to put that kind of pressure on the rim.
Coach Admiral struggled a bit with his shot in the first half. Is there anything you said to him during halftime that kind of got him more, or was he just taking shots from the offense?
No, again, I thought he's a very good catch and play out a triple threat. He's really good. I mean, that's a shot he works on raising up and shooting it. I was surprised when he shot the air ball. That's a shot he spends a lot of time working on. I thought early, because we had talked so much after the Georgia game about not getting to the foul line, I thought he was really trying to force the drive a little bit and didn't play off 2 feet. But again, he second half I thought he settled in on the left block over there and made a couple of really nice plays where he got up off the ground, and so did Grant. But again, he's confident, and did he make a 3 tonight? He only took 1. But they were locked in there in the second. Again, assist-wise, Adam had 3 assists. But, I thought he really moved the ball well for us at the end of the late game, making the right read on that little action we were running.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.